Gentlemen, welcome back to Warframe. Well, today we're gonna do a bit of fashion frame. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are gonna do the true end game, that is fashion frame. I'm gonna be showing off all my Umbral fashion frames for every Warframe. Please note that some of these characters do have their deluxes and or 10 gen to solidify the Umbral feel. So without that, let's get started. This is Ash. Oop. Wrong button. So Ash is using his Koga skin and the Agile animation set.
Tenno, a new alert has begun. It marked on navigation.
Honestly, I think it pairs really well with the Umbral armor. He looks like a shadow ninja from the Ninja Gaiden games. So for primary, we are using smoke to achieve this grey hair. Secondary, smoke again, but we're going a bit further down to a greyish black. Now for the tertiary colour, we are going one row from the bottom to achieve almost like a pure solid midnight black.
A fearsome appearance.
Of course,
you will strike
I'm using my
terror in
own
your
version
enemies.
of Goldie Bronze, which is from the 10 gen palette, on the first row in the second column. I don't know, I've tried other metallic colours, but for some reason the goldish bronze really, it really does it for me. It pops out just enough for me. Energy colour, this is the Tenno palette. Right down here near the bottom is this square here. So attachments, all of these Umbral frames, fashion frames, are going to be using the Umbra armor. This is customized in a very specific way to match in with the color scheme. We have, for PlayStation players, you can pick up the PSIV palette, or you can use the smoke palette for this black. Right, in the Tenno palette, we are using this blackish grey for the secondary colour. It's a nice contrast to the black, gives it a nice rim, a greyish rim, so the black can stand out a bit more. Right, for the tertiary colour, we are using, third row down, second column, we are using this grey here. This, as you can see, this governs the little patterns there. And I don't know, the white, I don't know, it breaks it up a bit. I quite like it. Of course, we have our bronzy gold to match in with the other bit. We are using the same energy colour as Ash. You can't really see it on the armor, but it is there, people. So for the Sayandana, we are using the Dax Sayandana. This came with the Umbra armor pack. No, you buy this independently. What am I talking about? Right, for the primary color, we are using the PSIV black. However, you can use smoke. Now this color is quite unique. You can do pops of color like this. I find the decal on the Sayandana is actually darker than the initial Sayandana. so I tend to use a darker black just to make it pop a little bit. So you can see it through, but it don't take away from the shape and the metal with the sandana itself. Right, tertiary and accents. This is the metal parts of the sandana. So we use our bronze gold. Again, that is from the Tenno palette. Energy is again from the Tenno palette. I don't know, I think the Tenno palette has a lot of variety in colours. And it helps. Like, it can help do a decent fashion frame if this was the only palette you had. Again, we're using kind of like the, I don't know, it's kind of like an off pink for the colour, for the energy colour. So, now that I've gone through the colours, a majority of these characters use the same colours. If there is a difference in colour, I will say it. However, the colour scheme is essentially the same for everybody. But I will touch on... Right, this is Atlas. As you can see, Atlas is using his crack skin, which is Tenno Gen item, created by Faven. And honestly, the Umbra armor does complement Atlas a little bit. Not so much on the shoulders, but on the legs and the chest, I think it works quite well. The sandana fits in quite well. This compared to Atlas's base skin, I don't know. When I saw the Atlas cracks, I saw that immediately I thought Umbra. However, if you want to, you can use the monolith. However, I don't personally like it. Right. Banshee. Now Banshee is actually using the Banshee sonority, which is Tenno Gen, made by Processiton, you know, and using the Korra Noble animation set, which I think is a bit more ladylike for her. Now Prime decorations doesn't look, I mean, it looks okay-ish, but I prefer it. I don't know. If you want Prime animation, Prime details, I mean, I don't know why I said Prime animation. If you want Prime details, by all means, knock yourself out. Personally, I like the sonority skin. Gives more of an umbral feel to Banshee. We are using all the base colours that we have been using for the rest of the characters. And I think it looks quite well. It looks quite good, I mean. Right, chroma. Now, do be aware, I do have Chroma Prime building as we speak. Right now. So, this is just for now. That when Chroma Prime's built and he's formed and the build is ready, you will see the true Umbral Chroma. As you can see, we're using Chroma Grax and the Chroma and Noble animation set. As you see, we have the same armor, same sandana, and we're using the same colors. This is actually a very good skin. The Grax skin is made by Faven again. Like Faven does it with the skins. And I think it suits it very well. If you don't have Chroma Prime, but you want a Chroma that can look like an Umbra, this is a good skin to pick up to solidify that feeling. I mean, you can do the Drevni or the Thyrus maybe even at a pinch, the Dynasty skin, which doesn't look too bad. But personally, I would go for either the Thyrus or the Grax. I like the more mechanical feel of the Grax, which is why I went with Grax. So, Ember Prime, she is using her deluxe. She is using the Ember Vermilion, which is a deluxe. I don't know. I mean, I like it. So, funny story behind this deluxe. When DE released the initial concept art for Ember Deluxe, I was so excited. The initial design for Ember Deluxe looked amazing. However, when it released and it was this, I was disappointed, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, I was really disappointed. But, you know, that's all gone now. I picked it up, played around with the colours, and honestly, I can't stand the little feathers on the arms, but like Umbral Fashion frame wise, it looks pretty good, I think. She is indeed using her noble animation set for that little relaxed demeanour she has. She is using the Umbral armour and the Dax Sayandana English. Right, Equinox. This one looks pretty good. She is using her Agile animation set, and she's using the Tenogen Insomnia skin, which is made by Processing. I hope I said that right. Now, the metamorphoses for this skin look pretty good in Umbral colours. So as you can see, we have the day form, while still maintaining the light of the day form. We have a bit of darkness signifying the Umbral. You know, I never noticed she does that little wave in day form. Which turns in quite well. The night form is where we get real Umbral. We have the greys, the blacks, and the off pink, which really brings together the night aspect of Equinox. And together, they don't look too bad. So, I can show you this Excalibur. It's actually the Dax Excalibur. But here is the big boy. Excalibur Umbra, ladies and gentlemen. He is using the Umbral armor, using all the colours we've dictated so far, from Smoke and Tenno. He is using the Umbral Noble animation set, and I must say, he looks fantastic. I went for a black on the scarf because, I don't know, the grey, I don't know, the grey weren't doing it for me. Just so you know, you don't necessarily have to do the Umbra skin. You can do the Dex Excalibur. For those on PS4, you can do the Obsidian Excalibur, the Kaduto, the Cobra, Exaltation, Prisma, and all the other ones. Just note, Excalibur Umbra does come with the Thunder helmet, but personally I like to run my Excalibur Umbra looking like this, all grandiose and magnificent. Frost Prime, he is actually using his deluxe, which is the Haruka skin. He's using the Agile animation set, just because I like how he's leaning in, like as if to say, what you want. the Harker skin, I quite like it. I mean, I do like Norse designed items. So for me, all these symbols, the cloth, the textures, that's just a Spin that very slowly around for you. Right. Frost, we have Gara. Now, Gara was quite challenging to make umbrified. Her base helmet, I didn't quite... Though it was good. There's something about this helmet made it more Umbra to me. As you know, as per the usual, she's using the Umbra armor set. And all the colours that I have described before. And I think she looks pretty good. Harrow. Now Harrow is actually using his Grat skin, which is a 10th gen item made by Faven and Faven Ltd. And honestly, this colour scheme on Harrow suits him quite well. He looks like death. He's indeed using the Umbra armor set and the Dax Sandana. However, while he's standing like that, you can't really see the Dax Sandana. There we go. And he looks quite good, if I do say so myself. Hydroid Prime. Now, he was quite challenging to umbrify, color wise, because the colors I was using always ended up making him look dark, and you couldn't really see all the details of the coat and all that.
Tenno,
Well, still a little bit dark. I think this is the best I can personally get for Hydroid. He's using the Umbra armor pieces, but he's not using the shoulder bits. These are actually the Hydroid Prime armor pieces for the shoulders, just because the Umbra pieces don't really fit on it well, and it looks very, very weird. He's again using a Dax Sandana, which is currently crumpled and tied in his coat. If you did want to try use this colour scheme with any other skin, that's how it would look with the Hydroid skin. It doesn't look too bad on the Grex, I have to admit. But I quite like the Prime, which is why I didn't get the Grex. It even kind of looks alright on the Poseidon skin. I don't know, I still wanted to maintain that Captain feel with Hydroid while doing the Umbral colours. Ivara. Right. She is actually using Tennogen, her yokai skin, made by Hitsu-san. And honestly, I quite like it. I never really thought about going so dark with the yokai skin. But, you know, once I put the black on it and did all the colours, I think it turned out pretty well. It captured the spirit of what I wanted to do. She is using the Umbral pieces, armour pieces. However, she's only got one on her left shoulder and not on the right, because I didn't want to obstruct all the arrows. Right, Korra. She was incredibly difficult to colour. because the colours I was using always made her look disgusting. Now, there's no kind way of saying it. All the Umbral colours I tried to put on Cora just made her look like bleh. But I think I found a nice like midway with it. There are some colours that pop out more than they really should, but honestly I have tried many different colour combinations. I've tried lightening the white and darkening the black. I've tried lightening the black and darkening the white. I've even tried darkening the bronzy gold. But honestly, this is the best I think we're going to get. Right. This is Cora in her attack form. As you see, the spikes do take the colour of your accents. Protect. Honestly, I quite like running Cora in protect form. It's the nicest in my opinion. And we have healing. And hidden. So yeah, not super fond of Cora's fashion. Unfortunately, with the way the colours sit on her, like that is the best I'm going to get essentially. Right, for Venari we have Derelict Black. We have, I believe it's Corpus Grey. Yeah, Corpus Grey. We have Rigor Green. And for the accents, we have Earth Brown. It maintains the goldish bronze, while still maintaining the feel of an Umbral cat. Honestly, I quite like it. If I did have one grimace with it, I'd probably switch out the green for maybe a, excuse me, I don't know, maybe for Mirage Purple or Conquest Brown. But you know, the green is pretty good. So, Limbo. He was quite a pleasure to do. The more and more I was doing it, colouring Limbo, the more and more he reminded me of a refined gentleman. A gentleman or an inquisitor of medieval times. As you can see with this colour scheme, I rarely have any grey. The only grey I have dictates both the trousers, the inner bit of the coat, on his chest and his arms. A majority of this fashion is black, of course with the brown, bronzy gold accent. He is using his noble animation set and is indeed using all the pieces of the Umbral armor. Honestly, by far this is one of my favorites. I've always liked how Limbo looks like a gentleman. Loki. I was quite happy with this once I found the proper skin. So he is using the Loki Incubus, made by Kaz and Volkoyi. I probably butchered that name, but sorry. This skin does have prime details on, just because without it, it looks a bit odd. But with the prime details, you can see that you get these thick leg guards, you get these spikes on the arms, as well as a few other accent parts. And I must say, I'm quite happy with this. He's using all the Umbral pieces, as well as the Dax Sandana, and is using his agile animation set I think it looks pretty cool, personally speaking. Mag Prime. Mag's Deluxe has a very shiny texture to it. So even by doing umbral colours, she looks over shiny, even dressed in black. And I've tried, much like Cora, I've tried changing the colours to it, but you know, it's just, it weren't working out. This was the closest thing to me as possible. It's not my favourite of the bunch, but it's possible enough that I will use it without changing colours every 5 minutes. Right. Mesa, this is actually a cool one. So she's using her Marlette skin, which is 10th gen item, made by Cheshire and Procession. Yeah, I said it right. Nice. She is indeed using the Umbra armor pieces. Sorry. I thought before I could speak. And the Dax Sandana. Honestly, I loved this skin when they announced it in 10th gen. It makes her look like almost like an army officer, and it fits so well with the Umbral colours that it became my go-to fashion for Mesa. Now, one thing I will say about this, the regulators, those are actually from the Mesa Deluxe. For those who don't know what Mesa Deluxe is, that is the procedural skin. It gives you those regulators. So, just know the regulators are actually from the Deluxe. Your regulators will look different. Right, Mirage. She looks like a ninja. I'm not gonna lie to you. She looks like if this was a Ninja Gaiden game, it would be her and Koga Ash as the main characters. But at the same time, she looks like Cortana from Mortal Kombat.
New alert marked on navigation 10.
Now she is using all the Umbra armor pieces, as well as the Dax Sandana, as usual. And honestly, I quite like it. I mean, I quite like running close to these kind of colours on Mirage. But, you know, I quite like she looks like she's going to pop from the shadows and wipe out everybody. Anyway, Necros Prime. Now he is using his Deluxe. He is using his Deluxe, the Irkala skin, along with his Agile animation set. I don't know, as much as I like the base, as much as I like the base of Necros Prime, I found it wasn't Umbral enough for me. Just something about it just didn't scream Umbra to me. So, as you can see, we are using the Umbra armor pieces, which all but the chest piece. And I'll show you why. The chest piece sits kind of weird on it. Like that. And honestly, I wasn't too sold on it. As you can see, there's a bit of clip in there. You can't really see the horn design on it. So I thought it was best to leave it off. Now, auxiliary items, you can have the Irikala bonds, which are kind of like these chains dangling from Necros, or you can have the mortis spines, which are like these little ribbons. However, I chose to have neither because it does clash with the Dax skin, the Dax signed armor I mean, and I didn't like the clashing going on. Besides, sometimes less is more, you know? Right, Neja. Now, this is Neja's base skin. However, he is using the Jinsar helmet. And honestly, just changing the helmet made the colour scheme I wanted to do for Neja just instantaneous. Because once I put that helmet on, it kind of all fell to pieces. Like, I knew the blue had to go on the strings and the ring. As you can see as well, mentioning the blue, we don't have the bronzy gold. Why? Because there is no metallics on Neja at all. There probably is, but I'm probably unobservant enough to miss it. So, we used this blue in the Tenno palette down here to govern the colour of the wheel and the strings going across his chest. And honestly, it looks nice. Like the darkness of the Umbral armour, the semi-lightness of the blue, and compared with the white and the grey, I think it's a very nice mix. Right, Nidus. This turned out amazing. Now he is using his deluxe. Look at that. You cannot look at that and be like, So, for the skin, he's using his Ferrite skin deluxe and his noble animation set. Much like with Neja, though he does have metallics, I prefer to go with this red, a reddish purple, found here in a Tenno tree. Tenno palette I mean. And this covers the accents at the back of the leg, but it also governs, if you transform him, the metallics on the legs, the shoulders and the helmet, as well as the shoulder guards, and also on the arms, so pretty much everywhere. This was immediately when I transformed him with this colour scheme, like, it was no contest. Any other colour scheme I had for Nidus went out the window. I quite like it. I think it suits him quite well, both as a character and for the skin. So he is using all the Umbra armor pieces, as well as the Reshef Vipasa, which he gets from his deluxe, and the Dax signed honor. Honestly, by far my favourite. Him and Saren's are by far my favourites. Nova. Now, I've tried many skins with Nova. She's always been quite interesting for me to colour, even on Xbox. I have tried the Copra. Though it was nice, it wasn't the kind of feel I was going for. I did consider the Grax for quite a long time, but for some reason I just never bought it. Because with different colour schemes I never really, I don't know, I just weren't feeling the magic, you know? The visage is pretty cool. However, as per the usuals, it weren't really the feel I was going for. The Lamia weren't too good either. I mean, I do like the detail on it, don't get me wrong, but just something about it, it didn't feel right, you know? So I stuck with the base prime body. She is using all the Umbral armor pieces and the Dax Sandana. Instead of having any grey on here, we do have the reddish purple from the Tenno palette to accent the black. And on top of that, she is using her agile animation set. Honestly, much like with some of the other frames, Nova's always been quite a challenge for me to colour while making her look good. But honestly, I quite like this colour mix. It suits her quite well. Also, when you run and the back pieces turn into lotus flower, it doesn't impede on the Sandana, which is always a bonus. Nyx Prime. Now, I was very happy when I came up with this fashion. So she's using the Ampulex helmet, which is Tenogen, made by Volbjorn. And she's also using Nyx Athena, which is made by Processin. Nailed it again. She's using a Noble animation set. Her colour, she's using the prime details. This is what it looks like without the prime details. It just adds a bit more bulk to her. Right, we're using the grey from the Tenno palette, which is down here, like a greyish black. We are using the black from Smoke. I'm using it from the PlayStation palette, but you can use it from Smoke. Again, we're using that. You're using the greyish black from Smoke, the bronzy gold, and the Katir green for the energy colour. She is indeed using all the Umbra armor pieces and the Dax Sandana. And honestly, I quite like it. To me, it brings a new feel to Nyx. I wish the helmet worked a bit more with it, but it's not that painfully mixed match that that annoys me. So I quite like it. Originally, on the tertiary colour, I was running a green. As you can see, I ran that for a little while and even considered putting that in the final fashion frame. But I changed it last mine to a grey. It looked a bit too mixed match for me. Right, Oberon Prime. Not much has changed with Oberon. He's not using any fancy skins. However, he is using a Tenogen helmet, the Taurus helmet, just because it looks so magnificent. This is actually made by Master Noob. As you can see, we're using the blacks and the greys for the Umbral colours. My bronzy gold for the accents. And for the energy colour, we are using Halloween, and we're using this green down here. He's using his Noble animation set. He is using the chest piece and the leg parts of the Umbral armour, just because, much with Hydroid, the arm pieces sit on the arm and look very, very weird. Like when you have the Umbral arm pieces on, it looks like Oberon has no muscles. Well, with this, it kind of bulks him out a little bit. Right, Octavia. She is using her Diva skin, which is a Tenogen item made by Lucinu Yu. I butchered that, but hey, there it is. Excuse me. We are using the Umbral colours again. Honestly, I'm quite happy with how this one looks. No, I'm very, very happy. Right, you can't change the colours of the discs, so just be aware. But honestly, I didn't really need to change it. Like, if you really want to change it to a colour that matches it, say this one, you can. Well, you can change the colour. Why are you not changing it? Okay, that glitched out. Anyway, she's using all the Umbral She's using all the Umbral armor pieces, as well as stacked sand on her, as per the usual up to now. And I think she looks pretty good. That's my attempt at a Hatsune Miku version. Right. Revenant, our newest Warframe to join the roster. Nope, nope, nope. We're getting rid of that rat now.
This operator, no! Have you lost your mind?
Get it off me. Come on, Snugglepuss. We're out of here. Okay. Let's try that again. So, he's using his base skin and the vanilla helmet. Now, either helmets for Revenant look pretty nice. However, I like the vanilla just for the fire going at the back of the helmet. It looks like it's coming from his eyes, it's flowing to the back of his head. It just looks much more better to me. We are using the trademark colours right now. The bronzy gold, as well as that off pink from the Tenno palette for the flames. You can go a bit darker, so you can go for this reddish purple, which while it does look awesome, any kind of colour really you can go for. So you can go for gold, a green, brown, blue. The best thing about this kind of fashion frame is no matter what the energy colour is, it's going to clash with it very well. It's going to go with it very, very well. I mean, even if I bring a bright shocking colour in like a pink, as you can see, it still looks pretty cool. Like with all the other Warframes, he is using the Umbral armor pieces and a Dax Sandana, and using his Noble animation set. Rhino Prime. Now, I was quite surprised how Rhino turned out. Right, that's actually the Doom Guy Rhino. Using the same mix-up as the Doom Guy Rhino. It looked pretty good. As you can see, we're using blacks and greys, along with the bronzy gold, to achieve quite a nice mix in colour. As you can see, we're using the purplish red for the energy colour. As you can see, it flows through a crack in the chest. And honestly, I think it looks pretty nice. Saren, my girl, my baby. This is our updated Umbral colours. Now, Saren was originally using lighter versions of these colours, but I gave her a revisit last night before I put out her Umbral video earlier. So we have a darker black, courtesy of the PlayStation palette, but you can use smoke. We have grey, courtesy of the Tenno palette. This green is actually from the Grenier palette. As you can see, this dark green here. You can go a bit lighter if you want, but I personally like the darkness of the green. I think it molds in very well with the colours so far. We have our bronzy gold, because, you know, trademark. And we have a lighter green from the Grenier palette for the energy colour. Now all this tied together looks very, very nice on Saren. You can do it with other skins, however the skins I've tested out, they do look nice, but there are some that kind of like, ooh. So you got that amalgama, as you can see, looks very nice with this colour setup. The Grax, also very nice. The Immortal, no, it's not nice. the Integra, which looks kind of Empress-y. Like if you was using what's the Sayandana. Basically the 10th gen Sayandana that looks like a humongous cape. If you're using that on this, then you look like an Empress. We have the Napalus. Not bad. The Nita Moda, which I think looks quite nice with this colour setup. The Ophid, which I've never seen before. It's not really a good mix, but obviously you can change the colours. The Velenosa. That don't look too bad. However, the thing about Saren is, these skins are good. I like them a lot. However, I've always liked how Saren Prime looks. And for me, you can't beat this. Right, Trinity Prime. She's using her Deluxe, which is the Strega, and her Noble animation set. As per the usual, she is using all the colours described so far, as well as this whitish grey from the Tenor palette. The bronzy gold is mostly for the accents here, and back here, and inside the skirt. Honestly, she's using the Umbral armor pieces, which together actually looks okay. Now the leg pieces I'm not too sold on, I must admit, but the chest piece and the arms look kind of alright on this skin. Valkyrie Prime. She's using her base Prime model. Honestly, when I finished this, she reminded me a lot of Catwoman. As you can see, Valkyrie is using all the Umbra armor pieces. She's got the bronzish gold on the accent. She's rocking a darker version of the red purple from the Valentine's palette. As well as her agile animation set. Honestly, it's not too bad on Valkyrie. I think I don't know. You could change the helmet. You could go for the Gersemi skin, the Delusion skin, which does look pretty nice with this colour setup. You could go for the Cheetah helmet, the Grat skin, which doesn't look too bad. If I had to choose, I'd either go for the Bastet, I mean, or maybe the Kara helmet. Right, next up on the list we have Vauban, the French tactician and general. Now, the Umbra armor pieces kind of suit Vauban very well. As you can see with the arm pieces, they slot into like the triangle grooves of Vauban, and I thought that was quite a nice idea rather than just having it sit on the top bit of his shoulders. So it suits him on the shoulders, suits him quite well on the chest, because most of Vauban's body is composed of triangles, which obviously the Umbra chest guard is like a triangle pointing downwards, so it suits him very, very well on the chest. The leg pieces, although they sit kind of okayish on the knees, it's not my favorite thing, but as you can see, Vauban is using the black from the PlayStation palette. However, you can use the smoke palette for this. He's using grey from the 10th Gen palette. Again, you can achieve that easily through the smoke palette. He's using the bronzy gold, because, you know, trademark, as well as the Dax Sandana. Now, Volt was actually alright. Okay. As you can see, he's using the grey from the smoke palette. I did try the grey from the Tenno palette, however, I don't know, it was a bit too light for me for what I wanted to do with Volt. So I had to turn to the smoke palette for that. The black is coming from the PlayStation palette, but again, you can use it from smoke. The bronzy gold, just to look nice and fancy. He's using the capacitor skin, which is 10th Gen created by Dell. And you do have prime details on. So without prime details, that's how he would look. So I prefer to have them on, just for the extra bling on his knees. Now, he's using a majority of the Umbra armor pieces. He's using the chest and the leg armor. However, much like with Oberon and Hydroid, the Umbra arm guards don't suit Volt that well. Like, they just don't. But this is my personal feeling. If you like the Umbra arm guards on the other Warframes, by all means, put them on. I personally like the Volt Prime armor pieces on the arms. Wukong. Much like some of the other characters on this list, Wukong is using the Iron Man skin from 10th Gen, which is designed by Riku. Honestly, this skin fits Wukong very, very well. It adds the metallics that I feel that Wukong needed in the first place, and brings home more of a monkey feel for me. He is using his noble animation set and the Umbra armor pieces. As you can see, you're using the pink, the reddish purple for the tassets, as well as the highlight on the helmet and the waist, as well as using it for the energy color, which I quite like. Zephyr Prime, our final Warframe on the list. Now, Zephyr Prime looks amazing to begin with, but when I put the Umbra pieces on her, it looked superb. As you can see, we're not using anything special. This is a Prime skin. This is a prime default skin. We have the black from the PlayStation palette, but you can use it from smoke. We've got an off blue for the highlights and the armor. I did originally try the purple, though it does look cool. I quite prefer the coolness of the blue. We have our bronzy gold, just for fashion. And from the Gatir palette, we are using this blue for the energy color. And that is it. That is all the Warframes we have up till now. That is the fashion frame I've done for every one of them. So, honestly, these were a lot of fun to do. A lot of the Warframes, well, not a lot of them, some of them were incredibly difficult to colour. Hopefully, when I do their Umbra setups, I will have a more solid colour palette for them. But yeah, that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.